These two cool looking mechas are from JoyToy under the Steelbone banner, and I have to say they are absolutely a blast to have and own. I actually spent a lot of time playing and posing with these two guys, and that is why this review took a little bit longer to actually get out. Now if you do see them at the store, you probably wouldn't give them a second glance because, to be very frank, the packaging from JoyToy for Steelbone series is really horrendous. You probably wouldn't even thought about buying them because the box art just is very uninspiring, but the actual kit itself is really something else. Now, most of you are probably Gunpla fans and you're probably wondering, hey, is this thing worth my money and how does it compare to a Gunpla kit? If you put them side by side with a master grade 1/100 scale RX-2, you can see that the Steelbone series are hell of a lot bigger, taller, and also bulkier as well. So it's really something that is great value for money. Now, the name of the Steelbone armor is also something that I think JoyToy should probably improve, because this guy is just called the Steelbone Armor Grey. So that's kind of uninspiring, but trust me, this kit has quite a lot of detail. The paint job is superb. You can see that it has a very textured matte finish with a lot of rustic and also weathering look everywhere around the mech itself. There was one very pleasant surprise, which is the opening hatch and cockpit, because to be very frank, when I first got this Steelbone from JoyToy, I initially thought it was just a normal mecha. I wasn't expecting this opening hatch gimmick, something that is a homage to the Votoms or Scoop Dog or even the Mech Warrior video game series. So this is actually quite an interesting gimmick that has been included in every single model that is coming out under the Steelbone series. So every single mech from the Steelbone series will have a different opening gimmick, which is the hatch and the cockpit, so you have to check them out. If you put in the pilot in itself into the Steelbone armor, you can see that it actually fits quite nicely. So it actually fits every single one of them, and it's actually something that I was quite glad that JoyToy put into this design. The overall articulation is really good. It's actually a lot more better than what I expected, to be very frank, because this is an unknown brand to me after all. It is not as many articulation points compared to, let's say, a Gunpla kit, but I do have to say they actually have independent fingers that you can manipulate on both arms. So that is something that I was not expecting at this price point. The torso sits on a ball joint, so you have a 360 degree of movement. Head can move quite freely as well. In terms of the leg though, the knee can only bend so far, but you can still do the signature Iron Man pose landing if you want to. So it is actually possible to do that. 2 points I want to make about the Steelbone armor as well is that the joints are extremely tight, so you do be careful when you are manipulating or posing the guy. And also in terms of value, I think you are getting great value for money, because there's actually quite a lot of things going for the Steelbone grey armor. A lot of details and a great paint finishing indeed. The one that I really am in love with is the Steelbone H05. This is the heavy firepower armor army green. So JoyToy is actually recreating the same H05 but in different colors, so you do check out their Facebook page for the updates. But in terms of the firepower that's coming with this guy, it actually has two very big Gatling gun, and the Gatling gun actually moves, so there's actually quite a lot of gimmicks hidden in the Gatling gun if you look closely. You can also add in additional the cartridge for the Gatling gun as well, so they are painted in red with rustic and weathered finishing as well. So that is something that I really appreciate from JoyToy. So all in all, I think both the Steelbone armor grey and also the H05 are very awesome mechas to buy. If you're a big fan of the Votoms, Scoop Dog, and also the Mech Warrior franchise, this is something that is very close to it. It has a lot of details, and it also runs on a very simple pack modular system. So all the weaponry optional parts, as you can see here, can be mounted on all the different series and models under the Steelbone series, because it all has a very simple modular pack that you can just assemble any different parts and armor. You can swap it just like Lego. So all in all, I think this is something that is great value for money. If you love something that has that rustic metallic look, but at the same time not sci-fi but more mechanical, and also has a very nice textured look. You will know that the moment you pick up the kit, you can feel the paint job that actually goes into the kit as well. It has a very nice overall look and finish. The only thing that I want to know, I know you probably noticed that there's actually a lot of pistons in both models. The pistons don't actually work, so they don't accentuate. It is just for show, so those are fake pistons. But all in all, because they run on a peg system, you will have a great time posing and playing with this guy. Overall, there are a few more models coming out from the JoyToy Steelbone series, and I think I will be seriously getting into this series. I'll be buying the other different models, and you'll be seeing a lot more reviews coming out from our channel. So if you are wondering, hey, how do I actually buy these guys? Well, you can actually buy them from where we got them too, which is from One Toy, one of our favorite stores at MCOP Mall. I'll put the link to their Facebook page down below. But if you're in Malaysia and you would like to visit their store, we did a walkabout in their store a couple of weeks ago, so you can actually check out their store, or you can contact them through their Facebook page and check for the exact model that you want for the Steelbone series. I honestly do think that the JoyToy Steelbone series is very underrated and underappreciated in the collectibles market, because to be very frank, as I mentioned earlier, the name is uninspiring, the packaging is kind of shitty as well, and also the instruction manual is a little bit confusing, because when I was looking through the instruction manuals, some parts that were already assembled, they were still asking you to assemble in the manual. So do look out and do be confused by what is needed to be done in the instruction manual itself. But having played with both the Steelbone armor and also the Steelbone H05 heavy firepower armor as well, I do think that these guys are great value for money, because to be very frank, for the asking price, you are actually getting quite a lot for your money. It's probably a lot greater value compared to a Gunpla kit. You don't need to assemble them, you don't need to build or paint anything, so it comes with a very cool modular system as well that is simple to mix and match different armor parts and also weapon parts. I just kind of wish that JoyToy would have included a lot more weapons, or even missiles, or even armor such as a shield. So that is kind of missing from the overall franchise at the moment. But to be very frank, I am very happy with the level of detail, the paint job, the rustic and the weathering across the different mecha itself. But there's still some very cool looking metallic finishes such as the silver joints, so those are something that I really appreciate. So if you guys do manage to get your hands on the JoyToy Steelbone series, whether it's through online or through the store, do get them quick, because I don't think JoyToy will be reproducing any of this in the near future, such as what we've seen from Gunpla, where you still can get old kits from 10, 20, 30 years ago. But for JoyToy, this might be a very small production batch run, as I can see they're coming up with a lot of new color variations of the older models, but I'm not sure whether they are reproducing the older models as of now. So that's our video for today. A big thank you for watching this video, and also a big thank you as well to One Toy for sharing the review unit with us. And if you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing to our small channel. We are growing, we're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers, and I will see you down in the comment section below.